It was an assassination attempt.
The structure there is another level. They beat him mercilessly. Yes, they shot one man in the neck, one hospital. This thing is getting, we cannot sincerely continue like this.
What if the next breaking news alert you see is not about campaign rallies, policy debates, or economic plans, but a headline announcing that Peter Obi Gregory, a former Anambra State governor, presidential candidate, and one of the most popular political figures in Nigerian recent history, has been killed?
Mr. Festus Keyamo, SAN, that Obi was plotting to stage an assassination attempt on himself and blamed the APC.
On Tuesday, February 24, 2026, in Benin City, Edo State, Peter Obi, former presidential candidate, was leaving a political event when gunmen fired at his convoy. Eventually, videos were showing up online and pictures where bullets punctured the gates, window shatters, cars were destroyed. People ran for their lives. But eventually, Peter Obi survived. Now, the question is, who sent them? Should Edo State governor be questioned?
And so it's no longer allegedly. It happened. This was an assassination attempt by...
To write down, don't forget to like and subscribe. On Tuesday afternoon, Peter Obi was in Benin City for a political event. Olumide Akpata, a prominent lawyer and former Labour Party governorship candidate, was officially joining the African Democracy Congress. The event ended. Obi and other ADC leaders, including former APC National Chairman John Ige Oyegun, left the ADC secretariat and headed to Odige's residence for a reception. But they were being followed. Armed men in vehicle trailed the convoy, and when they reached the gate of Odige's Oyegun's house, the gunmen opened fire. Dr. Yunusa Tanko, national coordinator of the Obidient movement, was there. He immediately sent out an alert. Peter Obi and leadership of the ADC are under siege in Benin City, Edo State. Armed individuals followed us from the ADC secretariat to Chief John Odige's compound. They fired shots at the gate and destroyed several vehicles in what appears to be a surviving assassination attempt. No doubt, democracy is in danger. Peter Obi himself spoke in a video shortly after. His voice was calm, but you could hear the frustration. This is where our democracy has reached. A former governor, and you can see what happened in front of his house, where hoodlums came shooting. I assure you this cannot continue. We have a country and we are part of it. We cannot have terrorism and have officials in government terrorizing the citizens.
And you can see what happened in front of his house. That is where our democracy has reached.
Kenneth Okonkwo, an ADC chieftain, went on Arise TV the next day and said something even bolder. The attack on Peter Obi in Edo State was an attempted assassination by government or their agents.
Recall that he once warned Peter Obi that he should not step into Edo State except he gets clearance from him and that his security will not be guaranteed.
And then another video resurfaced, a video from July 19, 2025, 7 months ago. In the video, Edo State Governor Monday Akpehobo was speaking, and he said this: Peter Obi should not come to Edo State without clearance. His security will not be guaranteed.
He cannot come to Edo without telling me, because his security will never be guaranteed. Whatever happens to him when he's in Edo State, he will take it.
7 months later, the governor warned Peter Obi, and on Tuesday, February 24th, 2026, gunmen tried to kill him in Edo State. Is that a coincidence? Talking about the pattern and how we have seen this in the past. Now, let me take you back, because this isn't the first time this is happening. On December 23rd, 2021, 24 years ago, Chief Bola Ige, Attorney General of Federation, Minister of Justice, one of the most powerful men in Nigeria, he was at home in Ibadan around 9 p.m. Gunmen entered his house, they went straight to his bedroom, and they shot him dead. Bola Ige was not just a politician, he was a former governor of Oyo State. He was senior advocate of Nigeria. He was the deputy leader of Afenifere. He was untouchable until he was. 24 years later, nobody has been arrested. Nobody has been convicted. Know that Bola Ige's killers are walking free even until today. And many believe it was a state murder. Talking about what is happening in the system, it's not just about Bola Ige. In the build-up of 2023 general election, over 109 people were killed in the election-related violence across Nigeria. 109 people. Most of them were opposition supporters. Most of them were voters. Most of them were ordinary Nigerians who just wanted to exercise their rights to vote. But thugs, hired by politicians, attacked polling units. They beat people, they stripped voters of their ballots, and they killed anyone who resisted. And the security forces, what did they do? They stood by and watched everything happen. In Lagos alone, violence at the polling units was so bad that voters were running for their lives. And when people asked why the police didn't intervene, the answer was very simple. Because the thugs work for the politicians, and the politicians control the police. This is the system. If you threaten the people in power, they send thugs after you. If thugs don't work, they send gunmen. And if you are important enough, they make it look like an accident. And here is why it works. Because most of these politicians are actually corrupt. Most of them actually did steal money. So when the government comes after them, Nigerians don't defend them. We say, good, let them face the justice. But that's the trap. If the government was serious about fighting corruption, they would arrest everyone, not just the critics, not just the opponents, everyone, but they don't. They pick and choose. They use the law as a weapon. Stay loyal, stay safe. Become a critic, become a target. Now, asking the question, why was Peter Obi targeted? Let me take you back to everything. Why was he a target? Because he refuses to stay quiet. Since losing the 2023 presidential election, Peter Obi has been using every platform to speak against the bad governance. He talks about economic mismanagement, he talks about electoral fraud, and Nigerians listen to him. Millions of Nigerians still believe he won that election. Millions of Nigerians see him as the leader they wish they had. And that makes him very dangerous, not because he's violent, not because he's planning a coup, but because he represents a hope. And hope is one thing the current system cannot afford. Because if Nigerians believe change is possible, they will demand it, they will protest, they will vote, they will resist. But if you kill hope, if you make people feel like the change is impossible, they will give up. They stay home, they stop voting. And that's exactly what is happening in FCT Area Council election on February 21st. Voter turnout was very low. Less than 10% of Nigerians stayed at home because they don't believe their vote really matters. And that's the goal. Keep people hopeless, keep them afraid, keep them silent, and anyone who tries to give them hope, silence the person. In conclusion, here's what you have to know. Peter Obi survived Tuesday's attack, but the warning has been sent, and the pattern is clear. If they can do this to Peter Obi, a former presidential candidate with millions of supporters, who is safe? So let me ask you, do you think what happened to Peter Obi was random talks, or do you think this was planned? Also, if Peter Obi decides to run again in 2027 and something worse happens to him between now and then, would you be very surprised? Because this is how the system works. They don't arrest the people they can't control. They eliminate them. If you love the truth and want to be part of the truth, don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop your comments and bye for now.